Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time this video may find you. Today we're going to be talking all about the polysync. I guess we're not going to talk all about it, we're just going to talk a little bit about it. I have a polysync 20, I have a polysync 40, and I have two polysync 60s. And if I go into my computer here, there we go. You can see there is the poly 60, there is the poly 40, and the poly 20. Let me just click on the poly 20 here. You can see it's $114. It is got a pretty sleek looking design. It actually used to, and you can see here they are Teams Microsoft Teams certified. They're a pretty sleek design. They used to be the little circular designs, sort of like the Jabra pucks, but they figured if they changed the design to look like this with the curved edges, the microphones that are inside would pick up the sound a little bit better. And then we have the polysync 40 right here. Again, they look pretty much the exact same. They are just a little bit larger. The 40 is a little bit bigger than the 20. And then we have the 60 as well. And again, the 60 is just a little bit bigger. The main difference between these isn't just the physical size. It's actually how much audio they will pick up and how much audio they will put out. So the 20 that I have right here, I've got connected to my PC. Currently, I'm being recorded from my lapel microphone, but I'm going to switch to my webcam on my Mac, and I'm going to record a video of myself on my Mac and audio from the poly just so you can see what it sounds like. And I will also play some music out of this, and I'll turn the music up pretty loud just so that you can hear that. And I'll do the same thing from all three. I'll do it from the 20, I'll do it from the 40, and I'll do it from the 60. Really nice thing about these is you can actually sync two of them together. So you can sync two 60s together. The Sync 60 is for your larger rooms. For instance, this room right here. I've got a large table. It's about 18 feet long, and you could literally put one of these devices right in the center of it, and you could Bluetooth your laptop to it, or you could USB connect to it. You could make a Teams call or a Zoom call directly from your Mac or PC, and connect to the C60, and everybody in the room would be heard, not a problem at all. I've actually used this C60 in a much larger room, and it's pretty amazing how well the audio gets picked up. Like I said, this is a 16-foot long conference table, 18-foot long conference table, and one of these would work just fine. According to their website, if you have a table this big, you would want to use two of these, but they are under-promising. Trust me, you can just use one of these and put it in the middle of a 16 or an 18-foot table, and it will work just fine. If you have, two tables in a room like this, or if you have a room that's this big, which is 16 by 30, and say you're it's in classroom style, not in a conference, or it's a big U shape. You could actually put one of these on one side and one of these on the other side because you can sync these two together. So you would have the microphone and speakers working together. You can also sync a 60 and a 40, and the 40 you can sync with a 20. So it really helps expand the amount of coverage that these things pick up. So right now I'm going to jump into the computer here. And you're going to see me from my webcam, and you're going to hear me from the poly. Here I am coming to you live from my Mac laptop computer. You're no longer picking me up from my lapel microphone and my camera over here. Now we're recording directly into my computer, and my microphone is the polysync 20. There's a polysync 20 and a polysync 20 plus, I think it's called. And really the only difference between the two is one comes with a little USB dongle. The Plus, with the USB dongle, you plug that into your computer, and it just helps you interface a little bit better with Microsoft Teams. But this one does not have the USB dongle, but it is working just fine. And this is my personal polysync 20. The rest of these polysyncs are on demo from Poly, so I do have to send those back, but this 20 is mine, and I use it on my desk, and it works great. And you can probably hear me just fine. The microphone is 2 feet away from me. I stand up and I get 5 feet away. My voice does sound a little bit boomy, but it's not supposed to pick up audio that way. It's supposed to literally be right in front of you on your desk, the PolySync 20. This works great. Like I said, I love it, and I use it every day for my Teams calls. And these devices are also Teams certified. Let's switch over to the PolySync 40. Now we are recording from my PolySync 40, which I have right here, and it is right in front of me. I'm moving it around, so I'm not sure what that's going to sound like for you. It's probably going to sound pretty bad. But there's a volume up, there's a volume down, there's a mute button, so I can press mute. I'm going to press mute on 3. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, and I brought it back at 7. So it works really nice. There's also a hang up feature on here, so if you are on a Teams call, you can answer phones, and you can answer video calls and hang up video calls directly from the PolySync. Let me get a little bit further away because this is meant to be a little bit further away. I'm about 5 feet away from it right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, this is what I sounded like when I am close to it. I'm going to get even further away from it now. Now I'm about 10 feet away from it, and I'm speaking in the same voice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Moving closer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm back sitting directly in front of it. Now let's go to the PolySync 60. And here I am from the PolySync 60. And again, the PolySync 60 is right in front of me. I've got it right here. You can see you can answer calls here. There's a little rocket ship button here, which it's actually sort of a customizable button. You can customize it. I can mute. And now you can, when you press mute, it turns red, so it's a nice indicator for those in the conference room to know that the microphone is muted. You can turn volume up, you can turn volume down to hear people on the far end. And if you're on a Teams call, you can actually press this Teams button, and it just lets you interface with Teams a little bit better. And if you press and hold this button right here, this allows you to sync it to another Poly C60. Just right off the bat, the only downside I see with this is you do have to have this plugged in. So you plug the USB in there, and there's also a power for it. And hopefully that sounded okay with me moving that all over the place. So none of the other PolySyncs need to have power. You can just you can charge them from your computer, and then once the batteries are fully charged, you can just place them any place you like. But the C60 actually has to be plugged into AC power for it to work. Now I'm actually going to go and get a little further away because that's what this is designed to do. I am 10 feet away, and there's actually the back of a chair is actually blocking the microphone right now, but I'm guessing you can hear me just fine because I've used this exact C60 quite a few times. C60, I'm calling it the C60, the Sync 60. I've used this exact Sync 60 several times in rooms much larger than this. I am now 12 feet away from the PolySync 60. I'm all the way on the other side of the conference room, so I'm approximately 16 feet away from the PolySync 60. And again, I'm willing to bet that you can hear me just fine. I apologize for my light being right there in the center, right there. But this sync device, they work really well. I like them, and you can sync two of them together, and they're also pretty sleek looking. Let me come a little closer. I've turned off my lapel microphone, and I'm recording sound directly from my camera, so you can actually hear. So I'm going to play a little bit of audio directly from the Sync 60. That's not too bad. Let's switch it to the Sync 40 now. Here's the Sync 40. Not bad. I think that they sound pretty comparable between the 40 and the 60. Let's switch to the 20. And here is the Sync 20. So there you have it, just a little sound comparison. You could hear the quality of the microphone and you could hear the quality of the speakers. The quality of the microphones are definitely better than the quality of the speakers in my opinion, but then again, these aren't a Sonos Bluetooth speaker that you would connect your phone to and play music on when you have a party and people over at your house. This is strictly for conference calls, but if you do have the Sync 60 like I do, and I've got it sitting right on my desk, and it's it's literally 2 feet away from me when I'm working, I can certainly play a little bit of music from it, and it sounds just fine. But if you're going to have people over to your house, this is probably not the Bluetooth speaker for you to have to play music for everybody. So again, what we had here was the Sync 20, the Sync 40, and the Sync 60. And just to recap, the 60 you compare with another 60, and the 60 you compare with the 40, and the 40 you compare with the 20. The 40 and the 20 you charge with USB, and then you can unplug it and you put it down on your table, and you sync it to your computer or you sync it to your phone, and it's completely wireless. Like I said, that the 40 does that as well. The 60 has to be plugged into power. You can still wirelessly play audio from it and talk to it over Bluetooth, but it does need to be plugged in. These are nice devices. They look really nice, and they work just fine. If you guys have any questions at all about these Poly products, please leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if this is the first time to my channel, please subscribe. Be sure and have yourself a Poly day.